Hello there, everyone. This is Lasia, aka Lasia Princess, and today it's like a behind the scenes, but this is going to be season 2's episode 2, the first installment of Talk About It Tuesdays. So thank you so much for being here. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy the video. And enjoy the podcast. Thank you for tuning into Discussion Time Podcast. Thank you so much for being a listener and a viewer, for your support. It's very much appreciated. Let's get it. What's going on, Royal Family? This is Malaysia, aka Lasia Princess, and today we have episode 2 of season 2 underway. So thank you so much for being here. Whichever platform you're listening on, shout out to them, and we appreciate you so much for tuning in. Today's episode is the first installment of Talk About It Tuesdays, and I guess we'll jump right into it. So today's episode was actually inspired by a dream that I had. I believe it was not last night, but the night before last. There was an individual who appeared in my dream that I no longer speak to, or at this particular point in my life don't speak to. That's not to say we won't ever speak again. And it was really interesting, I thought, because she pretty much let me know how she was doing, and it was really, really cute, actually. Like, I felt kind of very honored. But, initially, when we encountered each other in the dream, she kind of looked at me and gave me like a stank face and didn't want to say anything, but, good old-hearted me, I was just like, hey, such and such, and, she immediately, like, went from stank face to, oh my gosh, like, I gotta update you on my life, and all the updates were good, so it just let me know that, she let me know how she was and that she was doing good. And I thought that was really, really special because you literally don't know who's thinking of you. And, a lot of us do connect in the dream world when we astral travel. So I thought that was really cool. It's not that I have any bad things against this person or any like ill wishes or intentions. It's just I outgrew them. And I think that that's something that we need to talk about, aka Talk About It Tuesdays. But specifically the topic of self in regards to self-love, self-care, self-esteem, and how it all constitutes to your self-worth, which is your peace. So ultimately, I think I might title this Gamble on Yourself, and we nerded it out. We got some definitions for the sake of the context of this conversation. But a lot of the times, I feel that people have a negative connotation when it comes to the word self-care or self-love, or not even a negative connotation, or that too, but also kind of like this preconceived notion of what it's quote-unquote supposed to be, and not really taking a step back to kind of seeing everything that it encompasses. And I believe firmly that, first and foremost, self is you. The definition of self, there's 2 main definitions that we found. 1, a person or thing referred to with respect to complete individuality, aka you in every single aspect, right? Like you as a complete and whole individual is self. In the world of philosophy, there's 2 definitions. It says A, the ego, that which knows, remembers, desires, suffers, etc., as contrasted with that known, remembered, etc. My personal favorite of definitions is this last one, which is the uniting principle as a soul underlying all subjective experience. So it is you and all of the experiences and all that you go through that make up you. And so when we look at this word, we have to understand that self isn't just the flesh that we see every day, right? It's our mind. It's our emotions, it's the spiritual side of us, it's the physical side of us. And those are just like the basic above water type of aspects of selves. Because in actuality, if we think of a diamond has many facets, right? Many different faces or sides to them, as do we as souls having a human experience. But as a soul, we initially have 617 facets. And I want to give a huge shout out to Oyi Sun, master astrologer, and he just does a lot of other phenomenal work. But astrology is primarily how you may or may not have heard of him, but definitely go check him out. But we have 617 facets. So that means even the us that we think we know or that we've grown accustomed to is just one side. Just how we might act differently at work versus at home versus with this group of friends versus that group of friends. It's important to know that all of those are still yourself, but there's so many other sides to you. And so depending on which side you're operating from, you're going to be vibrating a different way. You're going to be attracted to different things. You're just going to be in a different space. And that doesn't always mean that you'll carry over the things in which you used to dabble in or like, or, even loved at one point. And I think that a lot of people kind of take it personally when someone outgrows them and can't bring them to the next phase of their life. And so I really wanted to touch on that specifically because I wrote a little quote here. It says, and I wrote selfish, but after getting the definition of selfish, I kind of like the definitions of rude, insensitive, and self-centered. And for the sake of the length of this podcast, I guess I won't read them all, but you can definitely, I harp on you doing your own research. So please look these words up. It won't take you very long. Knowledge is power. But I wrote, it's rude, insensitive, and self-centered to think you matter more to someone else than they do themselves, or you do you. AKA, it literally has nothing to do with you. Stop taking things personal and internalizing it. And I mean this in absolute love because, again, you hitting a Dr. Seuss, no one is youer than you. And if you're the only you literally do matter first, because you cannot operate or be your best self if you are not your best self. So let's say you're not your best self and you're always feeling anxiety, or you're always, in a negative kind of world, or you kind of immerse that energy or let out that energy. That's what you're going to get back. And that's all that's going to gravitate towards you. And so there are people who evolve past the nonsense. And it's not right to hold them or try to shame them into thinking that, oh, I see you're leveling up, but you should have taken me with you, or, whatever. Even though that's probably not a conscious thought, the actions usually dictate that. And I feel that a lot of people kind of end up feeling bad or sad, or feel like, damn, I don't know. I feel that people feel shamed into thinking that they're supposed to be the same person that they used to be, when that's just not the case. And so, in terms of self-love and self-care, it is, I wrote some other bullet points down: forgiveness, cutting people off, avoiding places and spaces, being in isolation, change of lifestyle and dietary habits, vernacular. All of that stuff is for the self, because at the end of the day, all of those things carry different energies. And if you don't want to vibrate at a certain level anymore, you do have to take a stand for yourself and create change. Change doesn't happen by chance. It happens with determination, will, and action. Self-initiated. No one's going to do it for you. And so, I wrote something else. You are a source of energy. You are responsible for the energy that emits/leaves you, and that in which you allow/attract to and within you. You are the conductor. You're the conductor of your own life. You are the conductor of your own emotions, your own feelings. People and outside forces can infiltrate or probably what's the word I'm looking for? They can influence, there we go. But at the end of the day, you're the only one in control of you. And so I just think that we should be more supportive of people who want to do better by themselves, because it is for themselves. They see themselves somewhere else, and they want to operate and align themselves with that in which they're trying to attract. So why sit here and devalue their progress or the work in which they're trying to do? You get what I'm saying, family? And I hope this isn't flying over anyone's head, and if it is, rewind it, come back to it when you feel like you'll be able to ingest it. But I just, the dream just sparked all of this. And it sparked this because at a time in my life, just especially in college, you're just kind of around people who just gossip all the time, or people who are always up in other people's business. And I just kind of outgrew caring about what X, Y, and Z was doing. And so, there was just certain individuals who I felt didn't match me anymore. And I'm not the type of person, and so when it comes to self-care and self-love, you don't owe anybody any explanation. You don't have to give them a memo, type up a letter, send a text, an email. Hey, I just want to let you know I'm cutting you off. No, that's not how this works. You just slowly, hit a SpongeBob, fade into the grass, or who, not Sponge. Yeah, I guess SpongeBob and Homer Simpson did the same thing, if you can think of the memes I'm thinking of. But you can just bow out gracefully is what I'm saying. And that's just kind of how I roll. I don't give any, I just do what I got to do, and I move how I need to move, because at the end of the day, it's what's going to serve me best. And I feel that a lot of people are afraid to move like that because of the opinions of others, or backlash that they'll get, or whatever weirdo construct that they have in their heads. But I just kind of really want to touch on this, because I feel that it's time to really break out of that. You don't owe anyone anything. No one owes you anything. So for those who might feel like they were that person, oh snap, maybe I was such and such that they outgrown. And I'm not talking about me personally, but just in your own personal world. If you've been feeling disconnect with people, or feeling like, you're seeing someone rise and you're still doing your same thing, well, that's for a reason. They want to go places, and they see themselves somewhere else. And a lot of the times, most of the old can't travel with you. It just cannot go because it doesn't serve them anymore, A, and B, it just doesn't belong there. So, I know that was definitely a mouthful. But with the title of Gamble on Yourself, what does it mean to gamble? Definition number 1, to stake or risk money or anything of value on the outcome of something involving chance. Number 2, to wager or risk. Number 3, to take a chance on, venture, risk. Number 4, any matter or thing involving risk or hazardous uncertainty. Life is but a dream, and life is a game, and you have to know how to play it. It's very, very simple once you understand those basic and key fundamentals. And I feel like as a people, we are so willing to gamble on other things. We're willing to risk it all for some dude or chick that looks good, and we might want to go raw, and we got to be honest about these things, right? We gamble on stupid stuff, but do not gamble on ourselves. And if ourselves are our first priority, if ourselves is our first temple, and we are a part of the all, and we need to treat ourselves as that, why do we not see value in ourselves? We literally devalue ourselves. And to me, that needs to change. It has to change. We have to believe that we're worthy. We have to believe that we're deserving. And it comes with gambling on yourself. So yes, if you need to, and I'm not saying quit your job, but if you feel unhappy where you work, leave. Start your own business. If you don't everything, we get to wake up every day to make decisions. Do you know how much of a privilege that is in itself? We wake up and you decide what to brush your teeth with, you decide what to wear. You decide where to go. You decide which turn to make. You decide what to eat. Life is full of decisions daily. There's no telling how many decisions we make on a daily basis. Yet we don't make decisions that benefit us. Why? Because we don't see value in ourselves. We are taught by the system and by whomever, that we've gotten these ingrained ideals from and belief systems from, that we should put ourselves last. It's wrong to put yourself first. Tell me how you can be of benefit to someone if you don't prioritize yourself first. If you're not feeling good, you're going to have a crappy day, right? Or the cause of law and effect, things are going to just start happening on a negative scale because you're not operating in a high vibration. So it's like we got to take a gamble on ourselves more and more. And I don't mean maybe like big stakes or like high risk things throughout the day, unless that's your trajectory and that's the realm that you're in. Like if we're talking like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and you want to spend X amount on this and buy these stocks, like that's one aspect of it. But I mean, should I hang out with my girls or stay inside? Should I go get my nails done or should I help this dude with his gas bill? Like, we really gotta pause and put ourselves first. We really, really do. And the definition of stake, and I underlined, there's 3 definitions, but the third one that I like the most is to risk something as upon the result of a game or the occurrence or outcome of any uncertain event, venture, etc. There's no telling how the day can go at any given moment, right? Everything is uncertain. Nothing is for certain. Nothing is set in stone. And it's actually really, really selfish to think, we'll use selfish in this case. It's really, really selfish to think that you'll have more time to do it or I'll get to that. No, that's the wrong thinking. We literally have to live like there is no tomorrow, because you can't guarantee that you'll wake up tomorrow. You can't guarantee that you'll be around in the next 2 to 5 hours. So why not treat every single moment like it's gold, like it's precious, like it's you, because you are gold and you are precious. So I really want us to start taking a gamble on ourselves. However you take that, do it in love for yourself, because you have to be in servitude to yourself before you can be in servitude to another. And I kind of feel like I made my point, so I will end this here. But definitely let me know what you think about this topic. Have you felt like this? There's actually one more little quote I wrote that I want to get out, and then I'll be done. But I wrote, your excuses are fueling your false belief system and are hindering you. So instead of thinking that person doesn't like me, or it's all about me, and or, well, it costs too much to eat healthy, it this, it that. Well, baby boo, that ain't hurting nobody but you, because there are people making it work. There are books, there's the internet. You can enroll in YouTube University right now and just get it started. No one says you have to be perfect when you start, but what matters is you starting. What matters is you dropping the BS and the excuses and saying, you know what? I do need to do this. I should be doing that. And not just saying it, but taking action. It's action time. It's been action time. So I really hope that this episode drives you into action. I don't care if you buy all the stuff you need to start your vegan journey or your natural hair journey, or you're building a car. Like, whatever it is, have those materials, but utilize the materials. It's all about using it, because you can make or break a habit in 30 days and it can become ingrained in you in no time, like second nature. So however it is that you need to start, all you need to do is start, and you need to believe in yourself and trust in yourself and know that these changes are for the betterment of yourself and not for your demise, because you're probably living in your demise right now. keeping it G. If you feel stressed or broke or this or that, you're not vibrating high enough. So we gotta gamble on ourselves. We gotta take a chance. We gotta take a risk, because that's what all of this is anyway. You risk driving, you risk, like there's risks everywhere. So if we can just stop and cap the excuses and actually see that change is, one, inevitable, but change is necessary and it can be beautiful, I think we could progress a lot further as a people. So this has been Talk About It Tuesdays on Discussion Time Podcast. Join the discussion on Instagram at Discussion Time Podcast using hashtags Discussion Time Podcast, hashtag DTP, which are the initials, if you will, and also hashtag join the discussion. Again, let me know what you thought of this episode. Do you resonate? Do you like this segment? Just let me know, family. And also, if you don't have social media, feel free to email us, discussiontimepodcast@gmail.com. Your reviews will be posted because we love to hear from you. So, make yourself known. We don't bite. But until next time, in which next time will actually be tomorrow, make sure you tune back in. Tomorrow will be the first segment of Nerd Box Wednesdays, where I have a special guest on and we kind of nerd out about any particular topic. And actually you, the viewer and listener, will be able to pick next week's topic on Sundays. On Sundays, we will be putting out polls for topics for Nerdbox Wednesday. So you can give your input and be a part of the show that way. So thank you so much for listening and for tuning in. I really, really deeply hope that this message resonates with someone, even if just one person. But I want you to love on you so hard that it's unapologetic, family. And to the person who let me know that they were good in their dreams, I am so happy for you. I'm happy to see you graduate and just rise up in your career, and I wish the best and I wish you well. Since the filming of this video, this person and I have reconnected. Until next time, never forget to stay magical, always. Mwah. I gotta listen to that because I just be channeling. But ooh, that was good. Thank you for watching. This is how we record. This is it. I'll be right here with it. Thank you so much for viewing. In the future, because you're gonna be watching this in the future, we will have our YouTube page up, and congratulations if you are watching this on our YouTube page. That means we did something right. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. Again, you the viewer on YouTube, comment down below. Let me know how you feel about this topic, like your own personal experience with this, etc., etc. Join the discussion. Thank you again. I love you, and don't you ever forget to stay magical always. Until next time.